Welcome, everyone. We're really thrilled for you all to be here today to meet our new head baseball coach. I want to thank you all for coming and, joining us here today to really show your support for our baseball program. And frankly, the excitement about the direction and the new leader that we have in place. I want to say a special thanks to our administrative team. Specifically, Bethany Wagner, I know, is here, and she really led this search. A lot of coaches are here, and all of our staff who were integral and a really big part of meeting with candidates on campus and visiting with them throughout the process. So thank you for it takes a team to find the right leader, and I really feel grateful for the team that I get a chance to work with. As an athletic director, I've said this before, and I think one of the very most important responsibilities that I have is in hiring a head coach. Our coaches directly impact the lives of other people's children. And I've said that before, and I take that to heart in the sense that this is one of the most important decisions that we make, people who are going to directly impact the lives of other people's kids every day, and we don't take it lightly. We hope to be able to meet the high expectations that we wanted in a new leader in our baseball program. And, in an ideal world, you would find a person who had played and coached at the highest levels. And in an ideal world, you would find a person who had been mentored by one of the best in the business, number 11. In an ideal world, you would find a coach who's in it for all the right reasons and is filled with integrity and confidence and belief that we can build a national caliber baseball program here at Pitt, one that competes in the ACC and in the NCAAs. And, we found that leader in Mike Bell. And I'll tell you that my first impression of Mike was not actually meeting him in person. It was reading a packet of information that he had sent and he had prepared, and it was called The Road to Omaha for Pitt. And, then we interviewed him. And then right after the interview, and we're in the midst of this process, I received an email from Mike, and he doesn't know this. So I just want you to, I had to read it because it was persistent. It was early in the morning. And so, he said this, I know today is a big day for the future of Pitt baseball, and I am ready. Pitt baseball needs a head coach who will be a dynamic recruiter. It needs someone who develop a culture of excellence and demand that everyone in the program be accountable. It needs a CEO, someone who will lead in both good and difficult times and have the program and the student athlete's best interest at heart. It needs a winner, someone who has achieved at the highest level and been part of 3 different programs to earn trips to Omaha. It needs me. I am more than ready for the challenge. My family is excited about the opportunity, and I want to work with you and your team to make this program elite. Respectfully, I'm sure there's other talented and great candidates, but no one is as excited to be at Pitt. No one will work harder with you and your team, and none of them are as ready to hit the ground running immediately. I tell you all of this for one reason. I want to be your head coach at Pitt. So, there's a level of passion to be at Pitt. There's certainly a level of confidence that is, it's a quiet confidence. It's a confidence that, has just impressed all of us when we had a chance to meet him. And when I first got to meet him, I'll tell you, he's been to Omaha 6 times, 2 times as a player. And I love that because as a former student athlete who's played at the highest level, they know what it takes. He's walked in the shoes of our student athletes. He knows the amount of preparation, the hard work that you've got to put in to be the best and want to play against the best. So he knows the path to Omaha, and he's walked it himself. As a coach, he has helped lead 3 teams to 4 College World Series appearances from 3 different Power 5 conferences. He's been a part of a staff that's coached 8 All-Americans, 47 Major League draft choices, 25 at Florida State alone, where he's coming to us directly. It's his alma mater that he's leaving. And you think about the desire and the preparation he is and the desire to be a head coach, and it's just impressive to me. He's a relentless recruiter who's going to build genuine relationships with our student athletes. And so, I think regardless of the accolades that we can rattle off about his experiences, I think what impressed us most was his confidence, his poise, and ability and desire to build a national caliber baseball program here at Pitt. Our coaches can't do this alone. It takes everyone in our athletic department, everyone on our campus, in our community to help build national caliber athletic programs. And I have to tell you how grateful we are to be in the City of Champions. The support from Chancellor Gallagher, our Board of Trustees, campus leaders, and the people connected to Pitt is real. And I have felt it now for over a year, and I can confidently say that it is as real as you can imagine. So Mike is coaching for all the right reasons. His genuine personality is going to connect with our student athletes, with our campus, and with this community. We have great expectations at Pitt, and I am confident that Mike Bell is going to exceed those expectations. So we're more than excited to welcome Mike and his wife Alicia and his daughter Alexis and his son Kyler here to Pittsburgh. And so, ladies and gentlemen, it's my privilege and honor to introduce to you our new head baseball coach, Mike Bell.
Oh, wow. A little overwhelming there.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Okay, looking right here, guys. Good. Can we turn the jersey around?
Yeah, you got it.
Good, thanks.
That's tough to follow there, right there. That is tough. Thank you so much for those kind words. As you get to know me, you're going to realize that I'm very simple, short to the point when it comes to coaching, but that's also my nature as a human being. I'm very humbled to accept this position. It's an honor to be here, and it's really been an honor to get to know everybody in a real quick fashion, through the interview process. And the one thing that I kept constantly hearing about the University of Pittsburgh is the people. And every time I kept hearing about how the people are here to support, the people are here to make this a place that we can strive to win championships. You backed it up all throughout the whole process. I've got a lot of thank yous to go through first, and then just a couple things about the team and how we're going to move forward with our direction. As Heather said, Chancellor Gallagher, his support and his vision. Director of Athletics, Heather here, her staff, her committee, with Bethany, Christian, they were first class through the whole process. They kept in touch with us. It really made us feel at home. Really made us feel at home. So, thank you to you. Thank you for one, believing in me, but trusting in us and trusting our family. The rest of the committee that spent a lot of time, I know that was a busy 3-4 days, bringing in a lot of quality applicants, but taking time out of your day to spend time with me to get to know me. I got to meet the rock star Penny back there. He makes us all feel at home. I've heard so much about the life skills situation here, and I can't wait to get our guys involved in it, because that's what it's about. As Heather talked about, the student-athlete experience. That's what we really take home here at Pitt. This next part is going to be tough.
I know you have the best assistant coach in the country, right?
She tells me she's the head coach. Because she keeps me grounded.
Yeah.
She does. And
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you to Alicia, Kyler, and Alexis for making me and giving me this opportunity. It means the world to me. Thank you. We've had a lot of wins. We've had a lot of losses. We've had a lot of great memories. We really have. And we got plenty more to come. Trust me. Kyler said he needs a new hat. He likes those hats that say we're going to Omaha. He likes those ACC championship hats. So we've got to get some more of those, big guy. All right? All right. Moving forward, I've got some individuals I need to thank real quick, some coaches that really inspired me, also gave me opportunities along the way that kind of molded me into who I am. There's always somebody out there that gives you your first shot. Pete Meyer was the head coach at Florida Southern College. He's now the director of athletics there. I really have to give a shout out or a thank you to him for taking a leap of faith and giving somebody a first shot. It was a Division II school that had a lot of national titles. We helped build another one, and they've continued to go on and have great success from there. Rod Delmonico, the University of Tennessee head coach back in 2005, he left me a phone call one night and said, "What makes you think you can call a game in the SEC? You're a Division II coach. What makes you think you could call a game?" I thought the guy was crazy. And I called him back and said, "I want the job." And what he did is he taught me how to recruit on a national level, how to take a brand and run with it coast to coast, and not be afraid to recruit the best student athletes out there. I got to thank Sonny Galloway and his staff at the University of Oklahoma, Tim Tadlock, Ryan Gaines, some personal close friends of mine. Those days of the Big 12 taught you about toughness. It taught you about mental toughness, how to be prepared for uncomfortable situations. And then, as you talked about, we've got to thank our family. My wife and I graduated from Florida State. Florida State is family to us. The Florida State family means a lot to us. Chip Baker, Mike Martin Jr., and obviously the GOAT, the greatest of all time, Coach Martin. I've got another group of friends out there that I want to give a shout out to, because you always have to have other coaches or other mentors that you fall back on when things are going good or things aren't going good. And I've got a close group of network friends that we like to just call each other the jungle. And we kind of keep in touch with each other. And I just really want them to know that I really, really thank them for what they mean to me. Moving forward with what we've got here in our visions, I'm going to keep this simple. And I took the Pitt logo, the Pitt signature, and I just came up with a little acronym for us, okay? And this goes to you guys here in the audience that are here, and I appreciate you taking the time to come out today. Our program is always going to be about players first, okay? So players first for P, integrity for I, toughness for T, and team for T. So when you're talking about players first, it's everything that will be geared toward our development of the student-athlete experience. We're here to make you better. It's all about your development, okay? It's all about the student-athlete. It will be a players-first program. Everything we're going to do is going to involve integrity. We're going to strive for excellence at the highest level. We're going to strive for it on the playing field, off the playing field, in the community, and more in your daily habits in life. And when I talk about toughness, okay, I mean, it's a steel city. We're going to be a blue-collar baseball team. We're going to get after it. But that's how we're going to play. There's also the preparation side. We've got physical toughness and mental toughness. I know they're already getting stronger in the weight room, but the mental side is a big part of baseball. Can we be comfortable in uncomfortable situations? That's up to us to prepare you for that, and that's what we'll strive to do. The last T, talking about a team. Everybody wants to talk about a culture. What type of culture you're going to create? I only know one type of culture, and that's a family. My family is now an extension of your family. You guys are 35 brothers. You're 35 sons to me. Okay? We will build a family-type atmosphere, so when you walk out of here with a degree in your hand or a professional contract, you're going to have a legacy to live, but you're also going to know that you're going to come back as once a Panther, always a Panther. So with that being said, we'll move forward. Hail to Pitt. We'll open it up for questions.
So we'll go ahead and open it up to questions. Just please say your name and organization.
Just raise your hand.
Yeah.
Hi, Mike. Welcome to Pittsburgh. Ryan Recker, ABC, WTAE here in town. Can you take us through the decision-making process, and with in mind Mike Martin retiring at the end of next season?
Yeah.
How much consideration did you give to looking at potentially throwing your hat into the ring there, and then making this decision now to come to Pitt?
You know, that's a great question, because number one, it's home for us. But understanding and knowing the landscape of college baseball and how strong the Atlantic Coast Conference is, this is a great opportunity for anybody. And as I said, once you got here to really understand and know the people, know the vision, know the direction of where this program is going and what the expectations are set for, this is something that, number one, I've inspired to be part of. So whether it's Florida State, whether it's Pitt, the timing could not have been better for us right here. Florida State's at a great place, and they're always going to be in a great place. They're coming off of I think 3 ACC titles in 4 years, another top 10 ranked recruiting class. Like you said, the legend, the GOAT, his last farewell. But this was the right time for Mike Bell, and more importantly, this was the right situation in the right place. Yes.
Jim Hammett, PantherLair.com. What did you see from Pitt from afar that made you come here, like coaching in the ACC the past 5 years with Pitt?
You know, it's funny because when I first spoke with Bethany, she just assumed I knew everything about it. We'd only been here one time. You know, with the ACC schedule, you don't play 3 teams from the other side of the league. The only thing I knew was 3 games here. I've been here, and it was in the middle of the year, and it was cold, but I knew the facility. We had a Sunday starter that pitched in the snow, and he'd never seen it before. And Pitt was throwing a first-rounder against us in TJ and got us on Sunday, I believe. So what I knew about Pitt was I knew how competitive they have been. I knew about the season this past year that they had. It's kind of funny. Baseball, you can kind of cross paths in many different ways. We were going to compete a semifinal championship game in the ACC tournament, and Pitt was ending their season. You know, Jerry and I crossed paths right there, not knowing that we're going to be sitting here together with each other a month later. It's weird how stuff like that happens. So what I did know about it was from a facility standpoint, where the program was on, I say on the rise, but having the success they had this year. But also, what I looked at it was there's a lot of potential here. It's a piece of clay that honestly is looking to be shaped. I look at the success of the other teams in the league. You've got teams, when I say Duke, Boston College, that were 1 game away from Omaha in like 3 of the last 4 years. Virginia Tech was hosting a regional. This is a very strong and very competitive league. It's going to prepare you for the opportunity to win championships. If you make it through the league, it will prepare you for that next round. And all you're asking is for an invitation to the dance. Because then once you get there, it's the hottest team. You know, Mississippi State takes a ride all the way into Omaha last year. They gave up 20 runs in the first game of our regional. Yeah, they hit a home run against us and walked us off. I get that. But it's about getting hot at the right time. All we're looking for is an invitation to that.
Hi, Jerry DePaula, Pittsburgh Tribune Review. There's been a lot of talk about how difficult it is for a team in this part of the country to compete against ACC teams with the warmer weather.
Mm-hmm.
How do you, as a coach, what can you do about that? You can't stop the snow.
75 and sunny. It's a mental mindset. I've told players from day one, even when we're players from Florida coming up here or we're going other places, it's always 75 and sunny. It's all what you make out of it. And to think a team from the North cannot compete at the highest level in college baseball, the national champions this year were from Oregon State. Washington was in Omaha. Last time I checked, geographically, we're okay where we're going to be. I look at it as a blessing. We can be the gateway to the ACC because we're going to recruit right here. We're going to recruit in our backyard. We're going to hammer Pennsylvania. We're going to go to New Jersey, New York. But we're also going to use the footprint of the league and not be afraid to go down south. We can go wherever we want. We have a national brand. So 75 and sunny is fine with me, wherever we're at. Yes.
Alan Saunders, Pittsburgh Sports Now. Welcome to Pittsburgh.
Thank you, Alan.
What did you, I guess you said you ran into Coach Oakes at the ACC tournament. What did you kind of get out of that interaction, and I guess what eventually led to you deciding you wanted to keep him on the staff?
Well, it wasn't anything to do with that interaction there. You know, baseball people develop relationships from competition. You develop relationships from recruiting. I've always seen him as a tireless recruiter on the road. We've always been able to connect in different ways. That was just one of those things that was like, a passing, and it just had some momentum meaning to it. When I was meeting other individuals here, I was like, do you realize you were in the dugout for your last game, and we were coming in there, and now we're sitting here having lunch? And it was just kind of weird. But, with Coach Oakes, that was a no-brainer for me from day one. The success he's had here, the recruits he was able to help continue to bring in, it just so happened to be that we were crossing paths in the night. Yeah.
Mike, Brian Batko from the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette.
Yeah.
If you can think a little bit into the future and sort of envision next spring or whenever you face them, what's it going to be like to play Florida State in the future as the coach here at Pitt for you?
For me, it's not about me. It's about these guys right here. We talked about players first. to me, it's another game. We got an opportunity to win a ball game. We'll have an opportunity to win a series. We'll take it one pitch at a time, one inning at a time. Yeah, in the back of your mind, you're sitting there going, hey, it'd be nice to get a couple wins on the goat over there. But that's the greatest of all time, Kyler. He's not a goat. Talking about 11. Yeah. But it's not about me. This is not about me. This is about these guys right here and building that program and building the team next year and finding victory any way we can do it.
Hey, Mike, Craig Meyer from the Pittsburgh Post, from Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. I was curious during the hiring process when you were mulling whether to take this job, who were some of the people that who kind of reached out to and who you consulted? And I guess the second part of that question, what have your interactions so far with the players been like, and to what extent have you had them?
What's crazy is once I got here, there was no hesitation whatsoever. There was no bouncing ideas. Can you win here? Can you not win here? What's it like? I knew going into this what type of place this was and how special it could be because I've seen other places evolve into that. Other places that are traditional powerhouses right now. They all started from something, and I know where this place is right now, and it's a lot better than what some of those other places were. Once you got to meet the people, like I talked about, and got to understand the vision, the direction, and the expectations here, that made it an easier decision for me. There was no hesitation whatsoever. Getting to meet the players, obviously it's been a whirlwind. I've got multiple texts this morning from guys that aren't here, that I'm seeing names of guys on the roster. Got to meet some of these guys here today. That is going to really speed up here over the next couple of days. I think it was Tuesday night when the story broke, when Kelly, was it Tuesday we broke it? Is that right? We were actually in the process of doing some moving with houses and stuff, and the phone starts blowing up and everything, and Kyler's holding it and Alexis are holding it. And I said, hey, just watch that number over there on the left. Let's see how this thing blows up a little bit. And I think it was close to 300 text messages. Yeah, that was pretty neat, huh? Yeah. But getting back to all of them, and then trying to take care of them first before I start getting into the players. And I had to take care of our guys back there. I had to take care of our guys at Florida State, the guys surrounding me there first and foremost, and make sure to take care of business. And now I'm starting to get to know some of these guys here. Obviously, Chris and Yanni, we're on the committee. Derek West has reached out to me from the Cape already. He's doing his thing there. And, looking forward to get to know these guys. That's one thing that, with Coach Oakes, when you recruit young men, you recruit student athletes, and you're going to invest time with them and you meet them and meet their families, you have a connection, you have a bond with them. Okay, I don't have that bond with them yet, so I get to start fresh with that, and I'm looking forward to that bond, for that recruiting process. So getting to know them and obviously over the next couple of days and understanding their personalities, their traits, their strengths. The best part about the returning guys is they get to start with a blank canvas. So whatever problems they had or dislikes, they get to start fresh. We're all in this thing together.
Hi, Mike. Welcome. Josh Roundtree, 93.7 The Fan. This is one of the stronger recruiting classes that Pitt's had in its history coming in. How have conversations, if there have been any, gone with those guys that made a commitment to another coach and now are going to play for you?
Yeah, no, they've been really, really good. I think we're, talking to the guys that are here today. I have made a couple phone calls to some guys because, there are some, I don't want to say sharks in the water kind of thing. Guys aren't on campus yet, and there's always uncertainty. And sometimes they just need to hear from the voice of the program, as we talk about a leader or a CEO, they need to hear from us what the vision is instead of taking the word from somebody else. I need to be able to tell that story and be able to relate to them. So there's still a few other guys that we need to reach out to and get connected with, and we do have time to do that. So, but everything's been positive so far moving forward. We're just looking forward to, getting through these next couple of weeks and obviously getting everybody to campus. And then we can just get things back to normal.
Do you expect to keep them all? Do you have any?
No problem at all. No problem at all. I expect to keep them all. And what you usually find out, and this isn't a knock on anybody, but it all goes back to character. A lot of times when you make a commitment, you get the relationships with the coaches and stuff, but understand a lot of these commitments you make it to a school, you make it to a program, an area. there's a lot of other things and factors that come into play with decisions. You're not really just making a commitment based off of one person. So we're going to find out a lot about character, and these guys are going to have to understand that, and integrity, as I talked about there before. So I have no problem. I think we'll be keeping the right ones.
What was it like talking with Coach Martin about deciding to leave Florida State and then take another opportunity?
Yeah, it was tough. It was really tough. And I think because knowing it was his last year, I've always felt like growing up, the two people you really don't want to disappoint are like your father or your grandfather, people that you're very close with. In a lot of ways, he's a father figure. In a lot of ways, he can be a grandfather figure. More importantly, he's a very close friend. And I knew he would be excited. I knew he would be sad. But those are all great emotions. And at the end of the day, he was tickled to death for Alicia, Kyler, Alexis, and I to have this opportunity. He really was. He really was. And he's looking forward to May 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
Any other questions? All right. Thank you guys. For those of you who would like to speak or anyone else we have available, you can come up.
Thank you so much. Thank you for taking it easy on that.